9:02, at the crack of 9:02 on the dot. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Nevada Commission for the Reconstruction of the V&T Railway. We'll move to item 2, which is a roll call and determination of a quorum. Tamara, would you take us through that?
Chair Peterson, Vice Chair Mitchell,
I'm here.
Secretary Hicks,
Here.
Treasurer Cruz.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. If you so desire, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. That brings us to item number 4, which is public comment. The V&T Railway Commission will provide at least 2 public comment periods in compliance with the minimum requirements of the open meeting law prior to adjournment. Public comment will be taken at the beginning of the agenda before any action is taken, and again at the end before adjournment. No action may be taken on a matter raised under public comment unless the item has been specifically included on the agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. The chair may call for or allow additional individual item public comment at the time of the body's consideration of the item when the comment will be provided from a person who's directly involved with the item, such as V&T staff or an applicant, or 2, it involves any person's or entity's due process, appeal, or hearing rights provided by statute or the Carson City Municipal Code. Comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person or topic at the discretion of the chair in order to facilitate the meeting. Is there any public comment at this time? All right, hearing none, we will move on to item number 5, which is for possible action, and that's the approval of minutes of our March 26th, 2025 meeting. Do my fellow commissioners have any comments or questions about those minutes? Very good. Is there any public comment on the minutes from the March 26th meeting? Hearing none, then I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the minutes of March 26, 2025.
Great. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
Fantastic. Any further discussion on the item? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes for our March 26th meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you kindly. We'll move on to item number 6, which is for possible action, discussion and possible action regarding the V&T Commission's statement of accounts payable, checks paid February 1st through 28th, 2025. Leah, do you want to take us through this?
The checks are totaling $19,358. There's nothing really out of the ordinary on this one. There's nothing really to discuss, honestly. Just same old. Everything is moving right along.
Very good. Thank you kindly. Any questions or comments? Any public comment on this item? Great. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Excuse me. I move to approve the payable checks totaling $19,358.29 paid February 1st through 28th of 2025.
Very good. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. We'll move on to item number 7, which is again for possible action. Discussion and possible action regarding the adjusted V&T Commission's fiscal year 24-25 budget reports with the period ending February 28th, 2025. Leah, do you have any sort of comment on this?
I do not. Sherry, do you? No. Man.
All right, very good. Any further comment or questions from the board? Any public comment? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I move to approve the budget report as presented.
Very good. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
Motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you kindly. And with that, we will move on to, that concludes the business portion of our meeting. Should we take a recess?
That was tough.
I know, but it's not an action item, right? So, all right. We'll move on to item number 8, which is presentation and discussion regarding the V&T Commission's current bank balance. And Leah, do you want to take us through this, or do you want me to introduce it further?
I did not pull these numbers. Sherry did, so I don't have a copy of this. I am not able to access this still on Tyler. I don't know what is going on my side. But I do know that I believe that this includes the 250 interlocal. Did that get processed? I submitted the letter for that, so.
I'm trying to remember, frankly, because it was right around the same time. I think it does, yes.
Okay.
Numbers wise, it makes sense that it would based on
Yes.
previous
And-
polls of the numbers. So,
Right, and about a month's worth of revenue.
Very good. So, and just by way of background, at our last meeting, Chair Peterson requested that the current bank balance be provided at the next meeting, just so that was kind of part of our financial reporting, and so that was the purpose of including this item on here.
and hopefully moving forward, I'll be a lot more in the know. But I'm just Tyler, love it.
Yeah,
So-
totally understood. Great. Any further discussion? Fantastic. Even though we don't have to, any public comment on this item? All right. With that, we'll conclude our discussion of item number 8 and move on to item 9, which is for discussion only. Our executive assistant update, Ms. Sherry Bailey.
Good morning, we're going fast. We might make it 10 minutes.
Trying to set a record. Go ahead. No pressure.
I have just been working on our events for this year coming up, setting up for Mother's Day. Tickets are almost sold out for Saturday of Mother's Day. Sunday's a little lagging. I'm going to get with Regina on getting a push on that. I've started dabbling a little bit with our Toast of the Canyon trains as well. I'm trying to really find some local wineries that will participate. So I'm reaching out to them. And my biggest project right now that's in front of my face is the Travel Nevada grant to finish up our website. So I'm got a big push this week on getting that wrapped up and turning it over to Miss Leah for comment. That's about it for me.
Great. Thank you so much. Any questions from the board?
I have a question, but it's not necessarily related to what you just said.
Okay.
And you may not know the answer, okay, but I think you will. Was some comment earlier about like billboards were delayed in getting pushed out. Is everything rolling on the billboard side? Do you know?
Yes, April 14th, our Mother's Day billboards did go up.
Okay.
And I have it worked out with Melissa that when we do sell out on Mother's Day train, she's going to be able to switch them to our regular train. Last year, because of the timing or something with the billboards, we had Mother's Day billboards up past Mother's Day. I'm like, that can't happen.
Right.
So she's worked that out. Cost us a few extra dollars, but I think it's worth it.
Agreed. Okay, thank you.
Very good. Further questions, comment? Excellent. Thank you so much for that report. And with that, we'll move on to operations or trains report. Tom, do you want to take that, or Candy, you going to handle that? Or both? You can do it as a team.
You can hold hands and skip.
Tom Gray, Virginia Truckee Railroad. Let's see, we're just finishing up the annual inspection on engine 18, reassembling it. Everything passed. So we'll fire it up. I think next week we'll fire it up, do a test run, and then we'll put it away and get it ready. It'll be ready for Mother's Day. We've been working on our tunnel quite a bit. That's been a big job for us. I finally got some nice underground miners to come back and do some rock bolting and gunite and inside. So it's kind of a specialized skill set, and I'm glad to get it done right now while I'm still around. And I think I just bought a reefer car, so we're trying to get. We had a lot of more interest in movies again, and with the assembly, in session. I forget their names, but they're coming up with. I think they're trying to get some movie work, or I don't know how to talk about it, but in Southern Nevada, I think they're trying to get a school and something, more more stuff in Northern Nevada, and so they're interested in the train because it's right here for them to film and easy, and it's a big nugget for them for the movies, and so that's pretty exciting. But reason I say that is because we have enough passenger cars for different eras, and the steam locomotives and the diesels, and we have the terrain, the tunnels, the bridges, this Nevada scenery that's still uncaptured on film, and it's really, and the sight lines are clear, and the telephone poles aren't in the way yet. But also we need a freight car train set, with the wooden box cars. Like in Water for Elephants, the wooden box cars were really, really important. So they had to go around the country and find just the right amount of wooden box cars for their special scenes or this and that. So, I'm trying to get a complete 1920s freight train set, which covers the era from about 1890 to about 1960 or 70. So I just located another reefer car. Just this morning, they said I could acquire it from. It's in Eureka, California, but it's beautiful. So that and a couple cattle cars, and we have just everything we need, but no place to store them. But so that's part of having what these movie production companies or film production companies looking for, to have it on site. So. Even so, that the 1923 episode, season 2 was out, and the last episode was pretty cool, and we haven't really exploited it yet, but the people in the industry know that we do that. So, but even though we had to ship our equipment to Montana, the revenue that came into Nevada was quite a bit because the art department, the producers came out, looked at everything, so they fly in, get a room, rent a car. And then the art department comes out, and then more art department people come out, and then a bigger art department comes out, then all the stage, hands and props come out for a week. There was a lot of people. And then the train manager comes out. So and then we have payroll taxes, all the crews that are out in Montana, that's a Nevada payroll. So, so even just something like that, it's quite a bit, but the real home run is to get them to film here, of course, and we did one Japanese TV show one time. It was for the high school kids in Japan, the best and the brightest. But it was like a Jeopardy for the Japanese kids, and they rented 2 full planes, jets, to come to America and go around the country. Just one big TV show did that, and we had them all on the train. We actually had the steam engine, so they took them. They didn't tell these kids where they were going, and we kind of hid the train by milepost 13 around one of those cuts in there, and they drove them by bus out to the Scales Crossing, and they didn't know what was going on. They thought they were being dropped off in the middle of this desert, no place, and then they see the steam engine come, and then we stopped, and they all got on board, and then on board the train, they were asked all these questions about America and competing. It's all televised. It was the #1 TV show in Japan. But just something like that generated a lot of income for this area. So I think that's all, yeah. Oh, no, I came back for rail bikes, but thank goodness that David got injured skiing and it's not here. But so we last week we realized that the motors, or the week before, the motors aren't robust enough for these steep hills with 4-car bike. So we just put in a new motor yesterday, and it seemed to do quite a bit better. So we're getting there. We changed from a 48-volt system to a 72-volt system, so it's more efficient. And these motors, but they do get hot. So we worked a lot of bugs out recently. So now we get to test them, and pretty quick I'll bring them down here to at least just see what we can do with them. And the braking systems are working good now, and all the little stuff, or big stuff we've done so far is working good. So I'm a little behind on it, but we're gaining on it. Thanks.
Very good. Thank you for that. Any questions or comments for Tom? All right. Thank you kindly. Candy?
Well, we started selling tickets on March 15th. I turned on the go button from Kona, Hawaii. That was fun. Anyway, and it's been, it hasn't been crazy yet, but slowly but surely the tickets are selling. On Mother's Day, the Saturday of Mother's Day, we have sold out all the tables and the private room, but there's still 135 coach tickets left. And then on the Sunday of Mother's Day, there's 170 coach tickets left, one table and all of the private room. So I'm glad to hear that we've started some more marketing because I was sort of surprised, honestly. I thought we would be further along than that. But I think maybe with everything that's going on everywhere, people don't know how much money they're ever going to have. So that's probably got a lot to do with it. And I've been talking with the folks at Fair Harbor about getting it geared up for Polar Express to be able to assign seats. And so they have told me that I need to make a map of the cars. And so that will be interesting. But I think some of that work's already been done. But we'll get started on that. And then they also said as soon as the new website, our new website is ready to go, that they have a whole team, an integration team that can work with they can either do it themselves for us to get the tickets on, or they can work with the website company that itself to get them going. So they'll do either one free of charge. We just need to let them know when it's time for that. And I've been getting a lot of rail bike calls. And that's it.
Very good. Thank you so much. Any questions or comments for Candy?
I have one just random question. Is it a noticeable trend that the preseason tickets are always kind of slow before, or does this year seem especially?
Well, I know that I think last year was my first year really, and it seemed I think Mother's Day was sold out, I think before now, I think. I guess I could go back and
And
could
same
see.
with like regular, just
Yeah.
the regular tickets. Is it always
There-
been?
I think so. Yeah, I think it has.
Okay. I'm just thinking marketing brain to where to put the push on that kind of stuff, so. And Virginia City will push some of that, too. So we will push that on our social media, that we have tickets available for everything, so.
Very good. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you very much for the updates. Looking forward to an auspicious season. And with that, we'll move on to item 9C, which is announcement of our upcoming meeting. Our next V&T Commission meeting and fiscal year 2025-2026 budget hearing are tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, May 28th at 9 a.m. Does that sound all right for everybody at this point? Just want to make sure that, because that's kind of an important one, right? We have some deadlines to hit. So I unfortunately will be out of town, but I will be able to call in. So, and hopefully our fearless leader will be back by then. Quite sure he will. Great. With that, we'll move to item number 10, which is commissioner comments or announcements and requests for information. No action will be taken. No discussion among the members or with staff will take place during this item of the agenda. Stephanie, do you have anything?
Yes, Clay, and please jump in because I know you have been heavily involved in Carson City's bill AB 32, which is in regards to the V&T Railway Commission. We have exempt status, so that's a good thing. We didn't the bill didn't die through the first cutoff timeframe. However, in some of the conversations that we've been having, there's only so many interim work sessions in the legislature that they're supporting. And so there's been some conversation about whether we'll actually get to be part of that or maybe have a separate, an informal work group. So we're continuing to have those conversations. I think that the assembly members that we have met with understand our desires and where we're headed, what information we're seeking, just to, gain a little better understanding of what our options are in the future. And they feel that we could probably accomplish that through a more informal work session, so we will keep you posted as things progress.
Very good. Thank you for the update. Leah, do you have anything?
The only thing I wanted to mention is that on Monday, I have my first meeting with the Virginia City group that we put together for the Mark Twain Days Committee. So I'll probably be reaching out to get some additional information about the Mark Twain train, when that will be, just to get nail it all down for that. And then that's just where we get together to figure out what Virginia City is doing for Mark Twain Days. So
Good. Thank you.
Leah? Is McAvoy part of that? Or is he
that I'm
retired?
not 100% sure yet. Brewery Arts Center is taking the reins on everything for the most part. So I will know more. It's not till October, so I will know more as we move along. Yeah. I would not be surprised though. So the one that can't retire.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you. I don't have a lot to share. I have had some conversations about just grants and maybe finding a way to extend our grants capability. And what it looks like is it might be kind of a two-stage process. And when we're looking at kind of final budget, I may ask that we look at a small amount for maybe putting together like a funding plan. If it looks like we have that available. If we don't, obviously we don't, but finding a way to kind of then, so we're not going willy-nilly, but getting a little more specific. So in the next year, we can look at other sources of funding. So, and that's the only thing that I wanted to share. All right. So with that, we will move on to item number 11, which is public comment. At the end of the meeting, the public is invited at this time to comment on any matter that is not specifically included in the agenda as an action item. No action may be taken on a matter raised under this item on the agenda. Is there any further public comment? Yeah, Tom.
I forgot to say something, but thanks for with the track guys. You know, they're out there fixing the Haywood siding and doing some ditches. It's really been needed to be done for a long time. So they're doing a good job so far. Thanks.
Very good. Thank you. And that was Tom Gray for the record. Just in case it's needed. I know we have such a massive crowd. It's hard to tell the voices apart, I'm sure, but trying to make things easy when the time comes. Fantastic. Any further public comment? All right. And with that, we will move on to item number 12, which is to adjourn. And the time is 9:24. I'm never sure. Do we need a motion to adjourn or do we just get to do it? All right. 9:24. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.